Right, this is just a follow-up video on the Wilesco D455. I did a video, I don't know if I've uploaded it yet, but I steamed the Wilesco D430 earlier on, and all I had in there was 1.5 tablets like this, and quite quickly the pressure gauge went into the red, and this was just really running on 2 tablets, so it's what's recommended, and I was surprised that the pressure got too high. So I'm going to get myself a Bix burner. You can get a Bix burner the same length and same size to fit in these Wilescos. So I'm going to give that a go. On this machine, it hasn't got a pressure gauge, so I can't really you know, see what pressure we've got. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it and I'm going to see. I'm just going to try it with a whistle, because I know it's going to be out of whistle, but that when I used to whistle on the D430, God, it was steaming for a long time, and that got up to in the red on the pressure gauge quite quickly. So I think I've got 3 or 4 or 5 maybe Wilesco machines, and over the next few days I'm going to do a video on each different one, and say why I like them and what I think there's the interesting aspects to each one. So I'm going to start off by lighting these. I always use a burner to light these, because I tried it with a cigarette lighter and they seem to take for ages. So I'll start with a burner. They don't take so long. So they're going already. Because if I'd done that with, I use a lot of the time I use these cheap burners just to light in you know, light me Bix. They're perfect for that. They're long as well. You don't get your hands near any flames when it shoots up. But anyway, let's see. Get that in there and see how that goes. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about the D430, I think that a lot of the Wilesco models are, apart from this one not having a pressure gauge, I think I've seen them with pressure gauges. I don't know if they've been aftermarket. I did see one for sale a few weeks ago, and it had a hole where you don't normally have a hole, and I think someone would probably have fitted a pressure gauge. I'm not sure how I'd be able to do that. I might be able to undo the whistle, put a pressure gauge in, and have like a little. Well, you could have a pressure gauge instead of a whistle, but I'm sure you could make a bracket so you could have a pressure gauge and a whistle in the same bracket. I think that's probably the way to go. That way I'm not interfering with the original the structure of the machine. I still need to get that little tiny screw that goes in there. That's the steam oil goes in there. Just put a little bit in. I'll go through these basic steps, because look, you can only get one drip in there. It's tiny. Can't even get one drip in. But something in there anyway. Try a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do. Let's put that in there for now, so steam don't come out of it. This has got the same piston and cylinder as the D430, and it runs so quiet, and this one does as well. It's such a lovely machine. I think if I was saying with the D430, I mean that's a bit more expensive, but these come up relatively cheaply on eBay. They're not. I mean, I wouldn't say they're extremely expensive new, but still, it's probably, you know, if you can find one used. Say this one, all it wanted was cleaning. There was a few. I think something was bent, and there was a couple of screws. I think these screws are missing. One of them screws was missing. But other than that, it just wanted a good clean. I've still got to do some painting, but what I'm struggling with is the colours. If anyone knows these colours, I've got I can't match it. Not to mention this is a mottled effect, like hammerite. You can see it's got a hammered effect. But I don't want to play about with it until I've started to paint one. I've used 3 different colours and none of them are right. So I'm going to steam that one tomorrow and show you. But anyway, what have we been going? 3 or 4 minutes? Let's see. No, it's funny, isn't it? Because that D430, that got to steam really quickly. What have we got in there? You can't really see in there. Yeah, he's going in there. He's going. That got to steam really quickly. I'm using the recommended tablets. They are Wilesco tablets. So only 1.5 in there, but with the D430 that I just I steamed up just now, they got it too hot, and it just it went into the red. The pressure gauge shot over into the red quite quickly, and I was running it as well. So you would think while you're running it, it's using enough steam to keep it below, you know, the red zone, if you like. But anyway, yeah, you got your whistle, you got your steam regulator, so you can vary the speed. You've got your steam oiler, so you can lubricate the cylinder. You've got a beautiful sight glass, huge sight glass, and your little pressure relief valve, safety valve. It's even got, you know, so your Fred's a bit big, but I think he's a bit big. He's a bit too big on the scale, but I've seen them with little construction figures, you know, workers on there, or on the yeah, it's going. I've seen them with that, and it looks quite effective. You've got 2 takeoffs to run your you know, your toys or your machines. So I think they're quite comprehensive. Yeah, not yet. Needs a little bit more. A little bit longer. That's not even trying at the moment. Yeah, I've got plenty of flame in there. Plenty of flame going on there. I didn't fill it up. It's only about half full. Perhaps that's the reason. Sometimes I wonder if you know, it's half full. You've got half of that cylinder to create a bit of pressure in, but you've got less water to boil. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Which way to go, really? I see a bit of steam coming out down near the whistle. No pressure there yet. No pressure yet. So that's yeah, I definitely think I'll get one of them Bix boilers, Bix burners, because you run it off the gas and you can vary it much more than tablets. I can hear it begin to boil now. I know why they went for the tablets, because you know, years ago it was made illegal not to have the methylated spirits. That was, I think, that was a long time ago. So they used tablets, and I think the Mammods went the same way. But yeah, and a lot of I've seen there's some machines that are electric, particularly the American ones. The Whedons and the Empires, Jensens, a lot of them are electric. But I do like it to actually have a flame. But yeah, so nice machine. Let's see if we can get it running. I'm not sure if that's standard. The chimney is actually brass. I'll have to have a look at the others. But yeah, quite a well featured machine. Why don't you see it running? And it's got a slip eccentric as well, so it will run in both directions. You'll run forwards or backwards. So if you've got your toys out here, you can run them in different directions. You don't want your little carousel going around the wrong way. So yeah, a little bit of steam developing. So we'll get in there. Let's yeah, it's beginning. Look, it's trying. No, not quite enough yet. We need a little bit of condensation come up first. Like these little rubber covers to so you don't burn your fingers. Because I had a retro steam engine, and I had a little you could turn the regulator valve regulator valve for the steam, but it was brass. And you had to use pliers because it was red hot. Yeah, you can hear the condensation coming through. You just hear it. That'll go in a minute. Any minute now. Look, that's it. Done it. You can see a little condensation coming through. On now. Yeah, quiet that is. Very quiet. I know not everyone's a fan of Wilesco's, but I think they make lovely machines. See, it goes the other way, straight away. Left, right, don't matter which way you go. They don't all have that. A lot of them don't have that. Let's run it slower. So if you ever go to a steam museum, this is the speed the steam engines are running, the full size ones. They're never roaring away. They've got massive great flywheels that weigh tons. This is the speeds they run at. I think it's always a good sign of how good the engine is, because a lot of steam engines, when they're worn, they won't run slow. As you turn the pressure down, they stop. Needs a bit of oil on that. Oh, that is hot. I need a bit of oil now. I'm going to take that out now. Yeah, I don't like them, but I don't like the tablets. Look, smoke, stinks. They do smell. But yeah, I do like these machines though. I would recommend getting a Vicks burner with a little gas cylinder. Be something like that. That's the gas cylinder, and it'll have a burner like that. It fits on the end. Similar to this, but that size. That goes in there. That goes in there, and I undo this tap, the valve, and I like that. That's for me big machines. But you do one for this size machine, and you can vary the flame much better. You can hear that gas. You can vary the gas much better. You can get a flame so that it's never going to go into being too hot, too high a pressure. So on this one I can't really tell because it hasn't got a pressure gauge. I'll look into it. But yeah, so over the next couple of days I've got another 3. I've done the D430 yesterday. This is the 455. I'm going to do the D20 tomorrow, or over the next couple of days anyway. I've got a D24. I'll do that over the next couple of days, and then I'm going to do the Big Daddy, the D32. I've done 3 videos on the D32 already, but I've got an update on that now. Something's changed, and I've been meaning to do an update. But yeah, so if this is a Wilesco week, but I wanted to see if this got over temperature, over pressure on this original burner, but anyway, we're still none the wiser. Anyway, that's part 2 really of the Wilesco rundown, and I might get some of the smaller Wilescos and just do like a, you know, have a playlist on Wilesco machines. But yeah, that's it for the minute, guys. But yeah, not expensive, runs very nice. If you want a cheap machine, these are not bad. You find one on eBay second hand. It's a good machine. Cheers, guys.